You hear that? That quiet little hum just beneath the noise. That's not static. That's the sound of something big slithering its way through the cracks. You've been walking these crooked streets, pockets empty, heart heavy, dreaming of miracles while choking on reality. And now suddenly snap, the universe leans in and whispers, it's your turn. Not a maybe, not a someday, not a we'll see. No, it says billions. Coming. For you. Now isn't that a joke so rich you could choke on it? Oh, the pain, yeah, that sting, that lovely little symphony in your chest every time the door slammed in your face, every time they laughed behind you. That wasn't just suffering, no, that was an investment. A dirty, blood-soaked, soul-rattling investment. You thought it was punishment, didn't you? Thought the universe had it out for you. Thought maybe you were cursed, born under some broken star. But no, see, that was the price of admission. That agony, that was your ticket in. 'Cause here's the funny part, while you were screaming in a youth's pillows, while your hands were shaking trying to hold on to the last bit of hope, something was being built, not out there in you. Every betrayal, mortar, every loss, another brick. And people, they don't get it. They think pain makes you weak. They don't see the spine that grows in the silence. They don't hear the voice that sharpens when no one's listening. But you, oh, you know exactly what it feels like to be molded in fire and still walk out laughing. They gave you scraps, leftovers, cold dinners, and colder shoulders, and you took it, didn't you? Took it and turned it into fuel, not because you're some saint. No, far from it. You're dangerous now, because you understand something most people run from. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is the instructor. And if you survive the class, you graduate with something they can't steal, resilience soaked in venom and velvet. But wait, here's the twist: the universe doesn't forget those kinds of students. It watches. It waits. It tallies up every cracked knuckle, every sleepless night, every time you smiled when you should have snapped. And when the math's done, when the blood dries and the lessons branded into your soul, the universe pays out. Not in sympathy. No, it doesn't believe in handouts. It rewards in proportion to the torment. You bled, then expect oceans. You broke, then expect empires. You wept alone while everyone else danced. Then prepare for a spotlight so blinding it'll burn their eyes just looking at you. You didn't get here by chance. You were forged. And now that pain, that receipt with your name scratched into every line, that's your proof. Because anyone can smile when things are good. Anyone can perform when the stage is built for them. But you built your own stage with shattered bones and duct tape dreams. And now you're standing there, not asking, not begging, just waiting. Because it's coming. All of it. Every damn thing you lost, multiplied, dressed up in gold and fire, marching back to you like it knows who its rightful owner is. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Cute. Real cute. But let's be honest. What didn't kill you? It made you unrecognizable. It made you something else. Something people don't quite know how to handle. Something they whisper about, fear a little, envy a lot. And now that the world's starting to shift, now that the gears are grinding and the old rules are breaking, guess who's built for this chaos? Not them. You. The one who learned to smile with a knife in your back. The one who learned to run with broken legs. So when they look at you confused, when they ask how you got here, you won't need to explain. Your scars will do the talking. They're louder than words. They're your proof of purchase. You paid the price. You never folded. You never sold out. And now the payout's coming. Not because you're lucky, but because the pain you endured was never wasted. It was the down payment for this exact moment, this exact version of you. Chosen? Oh yes, that word again. Has a nice little ring to it, doesn't it? Makes you feel important. Special, like someone finally picked you for something other than heartbreak or disappointment. But let's be honest, being chosen isn't the fairy tale they sell in bedtime stories. No crowns, no parades, just shadows and silence and rooms filled with people who stare at you like you're a puzzle they can't solve. You were chosen because you're a walking contradiction. You hurt, but you keep moving. You fall, but you still laugh. You're not normal. You're not meant to be. They always think the chosen one looks clean, polished, holy. But no, the real ones. They're messy. They've got dirt under their nails, blood on their knuckles, and 1,000 silent screams locked behind a crooked smile. That's you. That's exactly why you were picked. Not because you had it all together, but because you didn't. Because you cracked and shattered and still had the nerve to put the pieces back together your own damn way. And let me tell you something, there's power in that kind of madness. See, the thing they don't tell you is that purpose doesn't come wrapped in pretty paper. It comes in chaos. It shows up as betrayal, abandonment, loss, God or fate, destiny, the universe, whatever name you give it doesn't whisper to the comfortable. It screams at the broken. And only a few have the guts to listen. Only a few look at the mess and realize, wait a second, this isn't a grave. It's a foundation. You weren't born to fit in. You were crafted to stand out in the most inconvenient, terrifying, soul-ripping way possible. Because only the broken can carry the blueprint for change. You've been wondering why you don't fit in. Why the parties bore you, the people drain you, the noise irritates you. Simply, you're not from here. Not in the way they are. You see things too clearly. You feel things too deeply. You walk into rooms and the energy shifts. That's not coincidence. That's presence. That's what being chosen really means. It means the weight of vision, the burden of clarity. It means having to carry light while everyone else worships the dark. And it's lonely, terribly, painfully, but necessary. You carry something ancient, something sacred. It doesn't always make sense. It burns. It isolates. It keeps you up at night, makes you question your sanity, makes you want to scream into the void. But it also keeps you alive. It's the fire they tried to put out with lies and shame and fear, but it refused to die. Every time they tried to bury you, you grew louder, wilder, realer. Because chosen ones don't break the world, they wake it up. And the world hates being woken up. You think your pain was random, that your suffering was just bad luck. No, it was training. You were being forged, tested, carved into something the world can't ignore. That job you lost, that friend who betrayed you, that family member who never saw your worth, all part of the process. They weren't destroying you. They were polishing you, breaking down the weak parts, clearing out the noise. And every time you got back up, every time you smiled when you should have screamed, you confirmed exactly why you were chosen. Not for comfort, not for applause, but for impact. You don't chase approval anymore. That ship sailed when you realized that being chosen doesn't require permission. You don't need a certificate, a title, a platform. You just need the audacity to stand up when everything around you screams, sit down. And now they're starting to feel it. That shift. That unease in their chest when you speak. That flicker in their eye when you walk in. They don't know why they feel it, but you do. Because something's waking up inside you. Something wild, something holy, something untouchable. And the world's about to see exactly why the storm never broke you. Because it wasn't sent to break you. It was sent to announce you, so now we're here. The moment where it all starts to twist, shift, unravel like a ribbon from a gift you never asked for but can't return. You look around and think it's just coincidence, right? The people leaving, the doors closing, the silence between calls, the sudden emptiness where noise used to live. But let me let you in on a little secret. This is how it starts. Not with explosions or applause, no. It starts with a thinning. A quiet thinning of distractions. A gentle stripping of comfort until you're left with nothing but you and the voice. You know the one. The one that doesn't shout but echoes. The one that says you. Yes, you, stand up. But oh, how they hate it when you listen to that voice. The world built this pretty little illusion for you, handed you a mask at birth and said, wear it, smile, be nice, stay small. And you did, didn't you? For a while. You stayed in line, said please and thank you, waited your turn, shrank yourself to make others comfortable. But there was always this itch, this unbearable pull under your skin, like something was trying to claw its way out. And now it's knocking. Loud, demanding. Ready. Because the real you, the one they tried to bury beneath politeness and predictability, is done waiting. This isn't some self-help fairy tale. This isn't about finding your dream or chasing butterflies in the sunset. This is about remembering who the hell you were before the world convinced you were nothing. This is about awakening. Not the spiritual incense-burning, moon-praying kind, though that's cute. No, this is raw, violent, unapologetic. It's about realizing that you are not who they told you to be. You are a wildfire wearing a grin. And now the spark is caught. People are going to stare. Let them. They stared at the caterpillar too, right before it disappeared. They didn't care about it until it came back with wings. And by then it wasn't asking for permission. It was too busy flying. That's what you're about to do. Not with grace or elegance. No, you're going to fly with bruises, with scars, with dirt on your hands and madness in your eyes. And it will be beautiful in the most terrifying way. You want purpose, it comes with pain. You want transformation, it comes with isolation. No one tells you that part. No one tells you that becoming who you truly are feels like dying first. Because the old you has to burn. All the pretending, all the pleasing, all the shrinking that has to go. And it hurts. Oh, how it hurts, but it's worth it, because on the other side of that pain is something real. Something you've never felt before, freedom. And the funny part, they'll call it a phase. They'll call it rebellion, midlife crisis, ego, arrogance. Anything but what it truly is, evolution. They'll mock you until they need you. Laugh at you until they can't ignore you. They'll resist you until the very ground they stand on starts to shake every time you speak. Because deep down they know that once you step into who you are, there's no going back. And that terrifies them. Because if you can break free, maybe they can too, and those people don't want freedom. They want comfort. They want familiar pain instead of unknown power. But not you. You were never meant for normal. That's why you always felt like the outsider. Like you were watching the world from behind glass. Because you were studying, waiting, growing. Preparing for this exact moment. You were always the storm dressed like silence, the revolution wearing politeness. And now the disguise is cracking. The laugh is getting louder. The truth is boiling up through your veins like venom mixed with fire. And it's only a matter of time before the world meets the version of you they tried to prevent, so go ahead. Walk into the room like it belongs to you. Not because you're arrogant. Because it does. Speak like thunder. Move like lightning. Become the thing they warned others about. The one who broke the rules and still made it out alive. Because you didn't come this far to blend in. You came to make the ground shake. Aha, number 4. This is where it starts to get delicious. You know what it's like, don't you? That tick. That twitch. That little nudge in the back of your mind whispering, this ain't it. You're in the room, but you're not really in it. You're doing the job, but the fire's gone cold. They keep telling you to just push through and trust the process. Process? Whose process? The same one that turns lions into house cats. That process was never made for you. See, people talk about destiny like it's some golden road paved by angels. No one ever mentions the dirt. The blood. The days you wake up and want to scream until your lungs burst. No one tells you that destiny comes disguised as 1,000 quiet failures dressed in frustration, served with a side of betrayal. It's ugly, but it's yours. And it's waiting for you to stop playing small. You feel it, don't you? That pressure. The kind that builds when something inside you is too big to contain anymore. You walk around smiling, nodding, pretending like everything's fine, but deep down you know something's wrong. You're not meant to cope. You're meant to clash. To disrupt. to rearrange every room you walk into like a storm wearing shoes. But first you have to let go of that voice telling you to stay safe. Oh yes, safety. That shiny little trap, they sell it like candy. Get the job, save the money, keep your head down, blend in, smile. But that voice inside you, it doesn't want candy, it wants chaos. The right kind. The kind that says, I'm not here to decorate your system, I'm here to burn it down and build something real. Because safe is a cage dressed as comfort, and you were never meant to live behind bars. You've tried it their way, haven't you? Followed the rules, stayed in line, bit your tongue until it bled. All for what? Approval? A gold star. Let me ask you, did it make you alive? Or did it make you numb? That's the trick right there. They don't kill your fire all at once. They dim it slowly, spoon-feeding you mediocrity until you forget what hunger even feels like. Until you start to believe that fine is enough. But you're not here to be fine. You're here to rip the mask off and finally show your face. Not the polite one. The real one. The one that doesn't blink in the face of chaos. The one that laughs at rejection. The one that doesn't ask, doesn't beg, it claims. Because what's coming to you isn't a favor. It's a consequence. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you're willing to bleed for. And bleeding you will. You'll lose people. Oh yes, that's part of the deal. The moment you start becoming who you were meant to be, the people who only knew the old version of you will panic. They'll say you've changed, grown cold, lost your way. But deep down, you'll know you didn't lose your way. You finally found it. You traded their comfort for your calling. And not everyone gets to come with you. That's the price of stepping into power. You'll lose the ones who only loved your weakness. You'll make enemies out of the people who once praised you. Because once you stop dimming your light, it blinds those still hiding in the dark. And when they come for you and you won't need to argue. You'll just smile. Because truth doesn't need to scream to shake the ground. You've been chosen. Not because you're special in the way the world defines it, but because you've got a level of madness they can't manufacture. A hunger that refuses to die. A vision that keeps you up at night, pounding in your head like a war drum. You're not dreaming too big, you're dreaming too real. And real scares people. It breaks things. It exposes lies. And that's exactly what you were made for, so stop waiting for permission. Stop asking for signs. You are the sign, you're the crack in the system, the glitch in the simulation, the one who wasn't supposed to rise but did anyway. And now that you've tasted a glimpse of what's possible, there's no going back. There's only forward. Through the fire. Through the silence. Through every door they said you couldn't open. Kicking them off the hinges if you have to. Because you didn't come this far just to decorate a cage. You came to burn the whole circus down. Number 5, this is where it gets twisted. You see, most people, they're walking around like little wind-up toys. Wound up tight, ticking away, just doing what they're told. Go to school, get the job, marry the one who doesn't light a fire under your skin, die quietly. Tick, tick, tick. Never stopping long enough to ask who wound them up in the first place. But not you. No, you're starting to feel it, aren't you? That itch. That noise inside your bones. Something is knocking, not politely. No. It's pounding on the inside of your ribs like it's trying to escape. And it's not asking. It's demanding to be let out. It's that part of you that doesn't care about the rules, that never bought into the system, that laughed when they said, be realistic. That version of you, the one you buried to make them comfortable. It's not just waking up. It's clawing its way back. You can't ignore it anymore. You've tried. Oh, you've tried so hard to stay quiet, to be good, to not rock the boat. But the boat's already sinking, sweetheart, and you were never meant to be a passenger. You were born to steer through the storm with your hands bleeding on the wheel. And oh, they're going to talk. They'll say you've changed, that you're difficult, dramatic, dangerous. And maybe they're right, because when you start to rise, you expose every single one of their excuses. When you stop settling, you make their safety look like a lie. And nobody likes to be reminded they chose the cage when the door was never locked. So they'll mock you. They'll whisper. They'll try to drag you back down to the level where everyone claps for crumbs and calls it a feast. But don't flinch. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become something they've never seen before. There's something glorious about not fitting in, about being the problem child of the universe. Because while they're busy trying to mold you into something digestible, you're learning how to spit fire. You're not soft anymore, are you? You're not waiting for someone to come save you. You're not sitting in rooms praying to be understood. You've stopped apologizing for being too much, too loud, too intense. Because you finally get it. Too much is exactly what it takes to wake a sleeping world. You want to know why it hurts so much right now, why it feels like every step forward rips something else apart. It's because you're shedding the old you like dead skin. And that version, the one who swallowed dreams to be polite, is kicking and screaming on the way out. You are being rebuilt, rewired, reforged in fire. And fire doesn't ask permission. You've been called. Not with a whisper, with a roar. Something ancient, something primal is pulling you into places you've never been. But don't expect a map. Oh no, the chosen don't get maps. They get instincts, they get madness. They get pushed to the edge, made to stand on it, look down and laugh. Because while everyone else is afraid of falling, you're starting to feel something else, the urge to fly. So go ahead. Let them think you've lost it. Let them roll their eyes when you speak from your gut. Let them scoff when you dream out loud, because deep down they know. They know you see something they can't. That you're tuned into a frequency they've been taught to ignore. And that scares them more than they'll ever admit. Because if you're right, then they're wrong. And if you can break the pattern, it means they could have too, but they didn't. And now it's too late, but not for you. You've got scars, sure. But they're not shameful, they're symbols. Proof that you were brave enough to go where most wouldn't. That you walked through fires designed to destroy you and came out glowing. That the darkness didn't swallow you, it sharpened you. And every voice that told you to quit, it only made you louder. Every door that slammed shut, you kicked down another one. Every time you were told to wait your turn, you smiled and set your own table in the middle of the damn battlefield. You're no longer interested in blending in. You're not here to water yourself down so they can swallow you.